and teach people axe throwing. Just axe throwing was our favorite thing right away. Could we find a weird, odd, probably illegal setup somewhere and help people have the same experience we were having in a much closer to home kind of way? Because getting up to Adirondacks it's a journey. So I think the real first moment where it changed was that first time I got the axe in my hand and got to throw it and it stuck and it felt really satisfying. But I think midweek we made that choice. So 3 days from the first time I picked up an axe is when we decided we needed to change our lives in some way.
So what do your friends and family think of this?
Not my friends and family think it's odd, but I don't think we've gotten anything other than a lot of support. I've always been a person who had kind of interesting hobbies or odd hobbies. And so this didn't seem totally out of place for me. I've competed in strongman for a couple years, so they're used to me, picking up heavy things or throwing heavy things or doing weird stuff with wood and metal. So it was weirdly adjacent to a lot of things that I'd done as hobbies. But I think people kind of trusted that if I thought there was possibility here, that I saw something, we were smart about it, and that I think a lot of people are just waiting to see what it'll become. But no one said, "You're totally nuts," yet, to my face.
Do you think people think you're nuts and don't tell you?
It's possible. Not my family, though. I come from a family of very entrepreneurial people. My mom often backstage at whatever touring act he was with. I think the first concert I went to was Michael McDonald when I was 4. So that was a lot of my orientation. I would swim in Billy Idol's backyard on the weekends. That was the kind of nature I was exposed to. It was in the Hollywood Hills. There was an artificial waterfall, very cool. So we were very much in kind of LA activities. We'd do museum trips. We'd go to a lot of movies. Nature and the outdoors weren't part of it at all.
Where do you think that came from?
I think my passion for nature and outdoor skills comes from it being still really new to me, starting from my late 20s is when I took my first camping trip. And from the first time I did that, that was all I wanted to do. And actually, I went to Yosemite when I was about 28 with an ex-boyfriend, which is not too far of a drive from Los Angeles, and it was incredible. I mean, it's amazing. It's not like I'm saying anything shocking. A national park is beautiful. But I came back, and I was so mad at my mom, and I was like, "You jerk, this beautiful place was so close to where we grew up, and we never went." And that just really wasn't what she was ever interested in, so I think it just didn't occur to her that we'd want to go there. And maybe as a kid, I had a lot of allergies. I probably would have hated it. I probably would have been allergic to something and ruined the trip, so not really mad at her, but it does make me feel kind of sad that I never experienced national parks or camping or anything like that growing up.
What's been the biggest challenge so far that you didn't expect?
It's not a challenge I didn't expect, but the biggest challenge in managing all of this, honestly, is that we don't have a car. And if we had a car, we could take people to these places a lot more easily. We could take people up to the Adirondacks and show them things. We could transport wood from the Adirondacks down here. The car situation is such a weirdly important one that we haven't really financially figured a way around yet. That'll be a big change if we actually do get a car.
So tell me a little bit about the quirks of being a lumberjack in New York. For example, axes on the subway. What are some of just those it wouldn't happen if you were in Wisconsin or...
The axes on the subway is one of the funniest and oddest ones. So we've done everything from we've gone upstate and come back on Metro North with axes and axe heads with us, and there's not a great way to hide a lot of that. You always have the handle sticking out of a bag and it can look kind of threatening. The subway, I think, is the scariest place to